I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the Schitt's Creek after show. This is for season 6, episode 7, Moira Rose. My name is Lauren Kling. I am the biggest fan of the show. We are here to talk about the Elevations Retreat, the Herbert Winery, the big talk between Johnny and Patrick. We've got news, we've got predictions, and then we've got a special guest announcement during the news. So exciting. But let me introduce my co-host and your co-host all the way from over there. It's Megan Gallagher.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lauren.
Hi,
how are you tonight?
I'm good. Now, Megan Gallagher, her claim to Schitt's Creek fame is she grew up in a town just like Schitt's Creek with what, one stoplight?
One stoplight, one grocery store, and one gas station.
Wow. And a Bob's Garage.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Welcome. All right. So thank you for joining us. And as I mentioned a moment ago, we do have a special guest coming up next week. We'll mention that. I know. We'll mention that later on. But let's start with a recap of this episode. It was adorbs, and there were lots of feels, right?
All the feels, all just... I really love this episode tonight because it made me feel good. It made me feel the lovey-dovey, I started singing, "Can you feel the love tonight?" from Lion King. Just like that
Right.
sweet, I mean, yeah, I loved it.
So let's talk about that sweet part, the talk.
Yes.
Now, of course, we know Johnny was doing a horrible job of trying to talk to Patrick.
Yes.
It wasn't even his idea. It was Roland's idea
Yes.
who brought it up to Johnny that, hey, you should have the talk.
Yes, and I think it's just so sweet to watch as a father, talking to the man that his son is going to marry. And it's just such a sweet, moment, and it just makes me immediately put myself in their shoes of how would I feel and how would my dad feel in that not awkward, but it's just like, hey buddy, you're joining our family, so are we on the same page, or do we like you, do we get along? And I love that they get along because it makes it so fun when you do marry or you're dating someone and they just click with your family. It just makes it's like, like I can breathe.
Right. And my smile kind of got bigger while you were talking because it reminded me of when I had the talk with my father-in-law.
Aww.
And I can picture myself there. I hadn't thought about it. It was an engagement party in the back of my in-laws' house, and he kind of took me aside and just kind of said, we're happy to have you come into the family. It was so nice. I knew it was time to ask my wife to marry me.
Yes.
Or actually, I knew it was time for my wife for me to propose to her. And I said I really wanted to ask her dad's permission first.
Aww.
I was in my apartment. I was vacuuming. And I was just in a mood like we are talking about the show. Just in a great mood and vacuuming. And I was like, I'm going to call him right now. It wasn't pre-planned. It was, I'm going to call him. And I did.
Aww.
And he sounded so touched, like almost in tears, like Johnny was. So it was really nice. Now, do we think the talk finally got through to Johnny? It was really Patrick that gave the talk.
I think it did get through because they just, Patrick was so invested in the baseball game, and then he kind of just, got on the couch with Johnny, and then just they looked at each other in the eyes, and Patrick, what he said, it was so sweet because he said, I want you to know how much I love your son and how much I respect him and I want to protect him, but also how excited I am to be joining the Rose family. Mm-hmm. And it's just, so, you could tell Johnny was just like, wow, I took the words out of my mouth, just so thank you. We're on the same page. And I feel comfortable knowing that my son is with a man who just loves him so much.
Right. And we know how crazy and ridiculous the Rose family is.
Exactly.
But how much they've grown since season 1.
Yes.
If Patrick met David in season 1, do you think he would still have married him? Come to this point.
Yeah. That's such a good question. I think...
I don't think so.
I know, because there's so much personal growth that kind of
Right.
just
David was,
happen.
David was just in his big bulky sweaters,
Yes.
hiding in bed, reading magazines.
And he wasn't, pumped to be in Schitt's Creek in season 1.
Right.
They were still reeling and just over their home loss and that huge transition change of, they grew up in the wealthiest home, their lifestyle to the full 360 opposite. So they had to just change. But I think everything happens when it's meant to, and timing is everything. And I think David did a lot of personal growth and change and development and inner just searching within and getting to know himself. And then came along Patrick.
Yeah. Now, in life, many of us don't ever reflect and look back on the path that we've taken or something's happened.
Yes.
But watching this show, we get to see what it looks like when people's paths crisscross and their lives change.
Yes. Yeah. It's just so sweet. I
It
love
is.
it.
I know. I'm always getting philosophical with you.
It's fun to get philosophical. I love it. I love to take everything and just dissect and the spiritual meaning behind.
Right. All right. Speaking of the spiritual meaning, Elevation's retreat. Elevation, right? It's just singular. Elevation.
Yeah.
Elevations.
Elevate your life, baby.
Right. Okay. So Alexis is the brand ambassador, the brand manager for this retreat thingy.
Yes.
We were trying to figure out, is it a fitness club? Is it a retreat? And then we've got Citrus, who's getting weird.
If y'all ever go to a new age spiritual retreat, a wellness, hike nature, and your leader name is Citrus, there's no words.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just think it just makes me laugh because in my own experience, I've been to so many spiritual, tons of retreats and motivational things, and there have been a few where you're just it just reminded me of that, where you're just oh, I don't know, it just seems so outlandish or just so out of my comfort zone, but I always learn something great. But yeah, I think it's just so funny because they're all wearing these beige cloaks basically, and they take off their clothes, and it's just, it's just they're on these exercise Stairmaster machines, and it's just, I don't know.
Right. Jocelyn was like, I had to put down my Lululemons.
Yes.
So she had her outfit picked out, and then Alexis is not getting it.
Yeah.
Not getting it at all. And what's funny is she doesn't get it that it's a cult, but everyone else I know it's a cult.
I know, and I think she's just it's just so funny. She's like, and then she kind of puts the pieces together, and she's like, well, Citrus's wording is kind of suspicious. She's asking, well, what does gateway mean, and what is
demons,
what is he, the kind of the Wizard of Oz, who's the man behind the curtains,
right.
who is he? And he's like, you will soon find out, Alexis, once you have gotten up to the next level, child. And you're like, what? No, just tell me, real human adult words.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like if I were in her shoes, a part of me wouldn't put it together right away, because it takes everyone. I don't know. I would be kind of this is fun, and then either I don't know, but
and also Alexis, it's her job. In all the jobs that we have, we're on board with our company, and sometimes we miss those things that are wait a minute, is this the ideal that I want to share with the company?
Exactly. Or you just have kind of that red flag come up, that part of your brain that's no, this isn't right, or your moral compass, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, is this
yeah. So kind of weird. All right, before we go on to the third topic, I want to say hello and big thank you to all of the Shittisons out there. The Schitt's Creek After Show.
We love you guys.
Thank you very much for being a part of us. We would love you to leave comments. So if you're listening to the podcast, leave comments on iTunes.
Yes.
5 stars is wonderful.
Yes.
YouTube, leave comments. Also, we really want to know, have you ever been to any kind of retreat or anything where they're getting woo-woo or something? You're like, I need to get out of here.
Maybe out of your comfort zone, or you learned something new, or maybe you just signed up. And I think the good thing is that you can, as long as you're safe, of course, but you can always learn something new and take away something, and you're always just just learning the beauty of different cultures and everything, whether it is religious or spiritual, or it's all
the more you know. So thank you very much, and keep following us
Yes.
All right.
And we love communicating with you all. So comment and we
Yes.
want to, make it like a big old family discussion.
Big old family. Okay, so let's talk about the third big topic, the herb. See, now I can't even pronounce the winery.
I know, is
the
it herb?
Herb Erlinger. I think that's the issue is Moira's having to say Herb Erlinger.
Caramel.
Herb Erlinger Winery. Okay.
what I mean? Like-
so anyway, Herb Herb loves Crows Have
Yes.
Eyes and wants to do a wine based on Moira.
Yes.
Now Moira, or in an earlier season, did that commercial that turned out to be horrible.
Yes.
He's giving her another chance. However, when he steps out of the room, David and Moira are tasting the wines. One of them is a banana infused or banana.
I know all the flavors are.
All the flavors
just
were
like
yeah.
whoa.
Now we've seen reactions from each of the cast
Yes.
members, and that's part of the charm is the way Alexis and her little paws and David and his
gosh.
ew. David's ew was.
It's just the most amazing thing. I mean, they're like wine tasting these samples, and then, I mean, there's no poker face with David. He will straight up just show you like just like you're drinking, rubbing alcohol. He's just like, okay, that's a no.
Yeah.
But I mean, good for Moira for just keeping the ball rolling with her career throughout this whole entire episode. Just kudos to her. I think.
Yeah.
I love her entrepreneurial side.
Right. And they get drunker and drunker.
Oh, they get so, yes.
They can't remember what the mix was that they enjoyed. And basically, Herb was like,
Yes.
we're ending this relationship.
They just got, a little too tipsy. And they just, I mean, yeah, it just kind of went downhill. But it's just funny because, I don't know, all of these things are so, you just put yourself in their shoes so much. So you're just like, what would I do if I were with my, parents? And it's just so funny.
Yeah. To me, this was a warm hug episode. Like, we know this, we know the series is ending, and we just don't want it to end. I love and I'm appreciating and celebrating every episode.
Yes.
No matter how much we love it or we're like, that didn't have this. It was just another warm hug. So thank you.
And can I point out when they get like a little too tipsy, David's shirt with like the thing, fashion.
It was like a dentist. Like it was either a dentist fabric that was stapled on.
But it looked like he literally took a restaurant like napkin with the silverware and just kind of taped it in different places and then just like it's free. It's like, I mean, it's stuck. It's there. It's not moving. So I was like, wait, isn't it gonna fall? And then it's just like yeah.
When are we getting the David Rose clothing collection?
I know. Clothing collection collaborating with just, oh my gosh, can you imagine him as like an influencer like David Rose, like just like all the brands and just oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, if he was an influencer selling all of his items.
Yes.
Ew.
He had like a thing on Etsy and eBay. I would buy all his clothes actually
all right,
in a heartbeat.
Next career. All right. So that is our episode. Let's move into our special segment with Megan.
Woo-hoo.
All right, this is called Senior Superlatives. Would you please explain what this is?
Yes, sir. So, if you all remember in high school, when you're a senior in high school, it's usually, there's a lot of fun things with your yearbooks and classmates and reminiscing and talking about the future. For my high school, I was actually voted most fashionable in my senior yearbook, which I was so honored in the moment. And I remember I stole clothing from my mom's closet because she had really nice shirts. And I literally planned out my outfit a month in advance for the photo shoot for my yearbook. I took it so hardcore, just as I did. And so I want to imagine each character in Schitt's Creek is a senior in high school, and just they're being voted by their classmates. It's their senior year. And which character, who do we think would win each category? So the first one is most fashionable. So who do you think would win most fashionable?
Well, there's Moira, there's David, there's Alexis. I would say Alexis.
Yes.
I think Alexis hands down.
Yeah. I said David just because I think he keeps it so fresh and new. I mean, just the whole Rose family, extremely fashionable.
Right.
But I just love David's just, I don't even know, like the long dress shirts and the high top Converse and I love his look.
I don't. To me, they're ridiculous. I mean, in a
Yes.
fun way.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
we're going
yeah.
for an honest
Yes.
evaluation,
Yes.
I think Alexis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Who else do you got?
So next one is most outspoken.
Oh. I have an idea, but you want to
Yes.
go first, and then I'll share.
Yes. So I said Alexis. I
Oh.
think she's just always saying her opinion and wearing her heart on her sleeve and just saying what everyone wants to say, kind of, and just puts it out, like, you
Okay.
know.
I would have said Roland.
Ooh.
Roland just
Oh.
says whatever comes to mind, whether we want to hear it or
Snaps?
not.
Yes, sir. Roland. Oh my gosh. And then the third one is biggest transformation. So, yeah,
I know.
I think we're both thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Should we say it on 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Stevie.
Yes,
Yes.
we're in sync. I mean, we both, she did the cabaret and she just had that breakout, and then Larry Air. She just changed so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait to see what happens next. I want
yes,
more of Stevie.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes. And then the last one is most talented.
Well, thank you for bringing me up. That's really kind of you. I was never
Sneak
officially in the yearbook as most talented. But if we're talking about somebody in Schitt's Creek,
Yes.
most talented. Well, Moira is pretty talented.
That's what I said too. I
Okay.
think she just takes the cake, and her outfits, her body language, the way she walks, just the way she carries herself in every way, shape, or form. It's Moira Rose.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Okay.
name says it for itself.
All right.
But yes,
Awesome.
that is special segments. And we would love to know which character who you think would be voted for which category. So comment below on YouTube or whatever, and we want to know your thoughts in the comments. Who you think would win each category.
Thank you. You mean if they agree or if they have somebody else in
Yes,
mind?
if they agree or you have someone else for most fashionable, most outspoken. We want to know.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So now it's time for news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Got so excited I had a cough. All right. So news, I have a couple items. In a moment, I'm going to reveal who our guest is, and we'll throw up an image in a second. But first, I want to give a shout out to Jory Lichtman. She wrote an article on medium.com on February 10th, so recently, called In Schitt's Creek, All You Need Is Love. And she actually found me on the Schitt's Creek Fans Shoot the Shit Facebook group. It's always so hard to do that. But thank you. So she wrote a wonderful article breaking down the relationships on the show. And what her inspiration was is that she loves to watch the show with her 13-year-old daughter.
I love that.
And you mentioned that you watch it with your mom.
Yes.
And I watch it with my wife. But I remember when I was still in high school, I'd watch a couple shows with my mom. There was ER and LA Law. And it just was this Thursday night, and it was such a fun bonding. And so
Yes.
I really loved this article where she kind of took different characters and broke down what it is about these relationships that we love so much. And yeah, and so thank you very much. And I want you guys to go to
awesome.
medium.com and check that out. And then secondly, it's time to reveal our special guest. It is... You know him as the official photographer of Schitt's Creek. We saw him in the next episode teaser. Next week, we've got Ray himself, Rizwan Manji. Woo!
I'm so excited.
I am excited.
Oh my gosh.
Because he is not only our favorite Ray, our favorite multitasker in Schitt's Creek, but he's also done a lot of shows. He did Outsourced. He's in The Magicians. He's in Perfect Harmony. So the fact that he's doing a lot of work, he's got a lot of credits. I'm really excited to have him here next week.
Amazing.
And we'll talk to him. If you have any questions for him, let us know in the bottom of the YouTube comments. And also, if you see me on Instagram, shout out and let us know what questions you have. That is our news.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Before we go, it's time for predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right, Megan, are you ready for it?
Yes. So I am strongly feeling in my gut that I feel as if Ted is going to come back, or there's going to be some form of communication, but I feel like it's going to be kind of like a make or break thing. And I'm wishing for the absolute best, but I feel like there's going to be a heavy conversation. Like heavy, it can be amazing, but I feel like there's going to be like, just something really milestone.
Yeah, I was also thinking Ted, but also I was thinking, what do I envision the final episode to be? So I'm envisioning it's the wedding.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning beautiful moments.
Yes.
With Patrick and David embracing, and Roland saying something
Yes.
dumb and strange.
Yeah.
And kind of that being it.
Yes.
Who do you think will be officiating? I'm guessing Stevie will officiate the wedding.
I think,
Although wasn't she going to be like the maid of honor, or that's
Yeah.
Alexis? So
Yeah.
anyway, I think Stevie will be behind Patrick and David officiating.
yes. I'm also feeling, I can't wait to see David and Patrick's wedding. I just can't wait to see. I hope they literally dance till You're Simply the Best forever.
Oh, yes.
For all time. I just can't wait to see, like, I think Moira's career, something major is going to happen that is going to totally, like, just bring her to, like, ultimate stardom. I really feel that. Something totally out of the blue that no one is expecting. Like, she's going to get a call from an agent and they're going to say, Moira, like, pack your bags, come to Greece. I don't even know. Something incredible.
I don't want her to leave. I don't want any of them to leave the town.
I
Now
know.
it sounds like a bad Twilight Zone episode. Anyway, all right. So those are our predictions. We want to hear what your predictions are
Yes.
for the show. Before we go, where can we find you on the socials?
So I have Instagram. It is at Megan, MEGANW Gallagher, GALLAGHER. Instagram.
Wait, hold on. I'm typing that again. What was that?
I know.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Kling, LORENKLING. Also, this week, I'm also wrapping up the Netflix series Lock and Key, and I've got a couple huge people coming onto the show this week. That's
So
what's
exciting.
happening. We will see you next week with Rizwan Manji. Until then, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, my
Have a
favorite
good night.
citizens.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.